Hey, good morning, everybody. Welcome to our Saturday morning broadcast. And I want to welcome all of my boot camp students that are here, all of my friends that are watching this on Facebook and LinkedIn and on my YouTube channel, and of course, all of my students and their guests that are watching this live Zoom. Now, last week, we introduced 3 new posting tactics, recruiting scripts that, frankly, will enable anybody to close out December with record-breaking numbers, but there's actually more than 3. And what is going to drive everybody's success is my new secret sauce. And for those of you that are students, you know what my secret sauce is. Been talking about my secret sauce for 5 years. Well, now we have hotter secret sauce. And I mean hotter secret sauce that is generating more reaction, getting you more responses. So you have unlimited access to people. On LinkedIn alone, you have access to 1,130,000,000 people. So your success is going to come from one place. And that is, who are you talking to? The more selective you are in who you talk to, the more successful you're going to be. You have to have a clear idea of who your ideal prospects are. All right? So our second session of boot camp is on Tuesday. And then this is a special boot camp in that we're going to do connect with people on Tuesday, communicate with people on Wednesday, and on Thursday, how to close the sale so that you all are armed with the strategies, tactics, and scripts to be closing people, connecting with people, qualifying them by the end of the year. All right. So first, let me open this up for questions. So who's got a question? We'll take our boot camp coaching students first, and then I'll open up to answer anybody's question. All right. So if you have any questions, type them. Type them in the chat. All right. So let's change screens. I'm over here on LinkedIn, and let's look up. So I'm scrolling down the list here. So Melvin, are you on LinkedIn? I'll unmute you.
Yes, I'm on there. It's
First
it's
one.
no, it's not. No, it's not that one. It's have to go further down.
Okay.
No, keep going.
What city are you in?
Chicago. It's not. It's not. It's not those.
All right. So the bottom line is, for all intents and purposes, you're invisible. If people can find you simply by doing a name search, how do you describe? Do you have what's in your headline? How do you describe yourself?
The first word, introducing people, is the first two words, but it's accountant, occupation accountant.
Okay. All right. Well, here's what I'm going to do. Let me come back over here to LinkedIn. Bring my profile up. That's my LinkedIn URL. You can send me a connection request, so I'll be able to find you. Okay. Now, okay, we'll start at the top. Okay, I need help finding the November boot camp. I found the boot camp tab, but no drop down. All right. When you get into the training area, what you can do is go to all categories, check off boot camps, and then hit search. And the November boot camp is right here. Okay. Okay. For those of you that have any questions like that, go to my website, maxsteingart.com. All right, down at the bottom right, we have a chat. All right, go ahead and put your information in here and your question. And this is the fastest way to get through to customer service. All right. All right, let me. All right. Well, my customer service department is closed on Saturday and Sunday. So that's going to be the fastest way for you to get the answers to your question. We have, just like LinkedIn is changing, just like Facebook is changing, I've changed my platform. For those of you that bought any programs prior to this year, all those programs are on a different server, different place. We have moved everything over to the new server. You have to make sure that when you log in, you're logging in at the right place. Now, all right, so Melvin wants to know, can you show a LinkedIn conversation chain from beginning to end, from the initial connection to the person signing up to be in network market? All right, now, so let me pop over here. All right, now I'm gonna demonstrate two. Now, the first one was an example when one of my coaching students was talking to a fabulous prospect. The woman had been a retail store manager for Bed Bath & Beyond for maybe 17 years. Last year, Bed Bath & Beyond closed. They went bankrupt. And so understand that a lot of the people that you're talking to, you're not going to be the only person you're talking to. So here was a case where one of my students developed a really strong relationship with the person on the other end. And they set us time up to talk on the phone. And I said, before you move to the phone, you need to let her know the company you're going to be talking about for a number of reasons. You want to know if the person has a negative attitude about network marketing. So we told her. The morning when we were going to, well, she was going to get on the telephone. And this is what happened. So her prospect comes back and says, thank you for the offer, but I already had someone talk to me about Melaleuca. I did a Zoom, took a quiz to see what level I am. I don't think this is for me. And my student was disappointed. And I pointed out to her, doesn't it make more sense to know this? You could have gotten on the telephone with her, spent 15 minutes or more, only to find out the information that you got right here. All right. So, by the way, what's the end result here? The end result is she signed up with my student. So, I'm not surprised that other people in my company have approached you about working with them. The open to work frame around your photo is working as a virtual magnet that will be drawing hundreds of people in network marketing to approach you. See, here's the story, okay? The woman, after working for Bed Bath & Beyond, moved. She went to another town. The town that she moved to didn't have any large retail stores, so there was no place there that she'd be able to get a job. That's why it was taking her so long. I know how you feel. I'm quite familiar with how you've been approached, and I'm sorry to say that many people in my business, in their effort to recruit people, are using old-fashioned presentations, outdated tools, and information that would prevent me from joining my company too. LOL, laughing out loud. Would you mind sharing with me your impression of what you saw and why you don't think it's for you? I'd really appreciate it. So the person comes back. Remember, we got a relationship going here. I simply don't know who I would market the items to. I personally like to see things in person before shopping. I'm not an online shopper. Even when most things were closed down last year, I still went to the grocery store or Walmart. If I couldn't get something there, I just did without. Because the typical Melaleuca distributor is and you're going to find this with a lot of companies. They're all teaching the same thing. Make a list of your friends, and we're going to market to your friends. All right. So then we waited a week. And then I jump back into her account. By the way, for those of you that want to get a little idea of, after we get your profile set up, what coaching is all about, is I jump into your account. I give you the first 3 messages to send, and then I come in and I work with your prospects. And when you've seen this done a half a dozen times, you know how to do it yourself. So I've been thinking about our conversation last week regarding your experience with someone who tried telling you about Melaleuca, and your answer was very insightful. As I said, most Melaleuca reps, when talking about the company, present the business the way it was presented to you, and I would not have joined the company either. Your response that you wouldn't know who you would market to gave it away. You see, most people are typically taught those old school methods that involve only approaching the people that they know. It's probably how you were taught to do Tastefully Simple. And she'd been in a direct selling company years ago. I was going to propose to you that I teach you how to build the business much faster with our latest online presentations and tools that will enable you to build a fast-growing team on LinkedIn and other social networks. There are literally hundreds of thousands of professionals on LinkedIn that have lost their jobs or have watched their careers go up in smoke as the companies they work for closed or are eager to talk to you. I've been taught a system that is not widely known in Melaleuca that would enable you to build the business almost entirely on the internet and had planned on showing it to you. It's easy to do and easy to teach, and that's why I originally brought it up to you. With your experience working with people, training them, and building teams, remember, she was manager at a Bed Bath & Beyond store. You have the skills to be successfully teaching others how to build the business. I can show you how to pick out the people on LinkedIn that you know in advance would be anxious to talk to you and eager to get into business with you, so you never experience rejection. To be honest, it's so much fun to do. It doesn't feel like work. And as for your preference for wanting to see things in person before shopping, unlike you are, I enjoy going to the store because I usually end up buying things I forgot I needed. But I don't buy everything I need online. However, I'm sure you'd have to admit that there are some things that you routinely purchase every month that you don't have to touch on a store shelf. In fact, you'd appreciate having them delivered to your home on a regular basis as they never change. That's what I discovered. The special project that I'm about to launch does not involve talking to your family and friends, nor does it involve searching for customers among the people that you know and then helping them get customers. It's about teaching you how to leverage the power of LinkedIn to enroll people that you don't know. When you enroll other professionals who are eager to sink their teeth into what will become the last thing they ever do and help them thrive. Now, the satisfaction you'll feel outweighs the income you'll make. Helping people turn their lives around and become the best that they can be is the unintended consequences of building this business. Now, a lot of these words we picked off of her profile because she was describing the things that she liked to do. After working in one store for 16 years, building and training teams, so the store prospered, and then having them close under you has to be heartbreaking. Perhaps this is a time in your life to start building a team in your own business and help everyone on your team, including yourself, prosper. Would you allow me to show you how we work together and show you what the other person didn't show you so you can get the whole picture? And then we shared the image. If you don't build your dream, someone else will hire you to help them build theirs. Another image that you're going to be using is Albert Einstein's definition of insanity. Doing the same thing over and over again and expecting different results. This is especially helpful when you're talking to retail store managers or people in any profession, recruiters, that go to work for a company. They work there for a year or two. Thank you very much. We don't need you anymore. They go to work. They spend 8, 10 years in a retail store, and then boom, they're out. A bend in the road is not the end of the road unless you fail to make the turn. Now, this is one where all right, now this is the one start to finish led to a sale. Now, this is where my student was a pharmacist who'd been a pharmacist for 30 years. And she reached out and connected with someone, and by the way, she was in LifeWave. And she reached out to a nurse. And she found a nurse that was also in the Air Force, been in the Air Force for like 20 years, the lieutenant colonel. So she reached out to him, made the initial connection. Now, I'm not going to send the first message and the second message because this is a public broadcast. You're not in my boot camp as far as I can see. So I'm not going to give you the initial connection request. Sign up for boot camp. It's cheap. All right. So the initial connection was made in November. And the prospect enrolled in the business 8 months later, the following June. But when we look at the conversation, during those 8 months, there was actually less than 60 minutes spent in conversation. So she sends the first connection request, he accepts. Sends the second, the icebreaker. Now she starts a conversation. So she wrote, that sounds like a position that comes with a lot of responsibility. Many of the professionals that I work with on LinkedIn are nurses that want to generate an additional income source. Perhaps you know some nurses that want to make extra income. What do you know about the network marketing business model? I've been into several network marketing models in the past. I don't think it's for me. Thanks. So she writes back the next message. I hope you had a good weekend. I'm not surprised with your experience that you've been into several network marketing companies in the past. I mean, he'd been a nurse for over 20 years. What companies have you been with? So he writes back, thanks for asking about my weekend. I bless the Lord. Hopefully yours was good too. Some companies I've engaged with in the past included Youngevity, Melaleuca, Forever Living, Zervita, Prepaid Legal, etc. I had a blessed weekend, thank you. Why did you stop working with those companies? They were all hyped up and the promised results never materialized despite putting a lot of work in. I stopped because I cherish my integrity and credibility. In other words, what was he being taught to do? He was being taught the old school crapola. I'm not surprised that you didn't do well. I talk to people all the time that went through the same things you experienced. So what prompted you to get involved with these companies in the first place? I was looking for an additional level of income, stream and wanted to stay healthier. How long ago were you with them? Last year. I can relate to you on that. We're all trying to stay healthy. We've seen so much. What company were you with last year? Max International. Now, Max International is one of those companies that is having serious difficulties. From what I understand, they haven't paid their leaders since last July. Ellen, listen. You have everything that you need to be successful. Okay? Everything that you need to be successful in December. You want to switch to January? Boot camp, the December boot camp just started. All right, let me get on with this. Max International. So let me be clear. When you run into somebody that has a negative feeling about network marketing, by the way, Ellen, December, this is the easiest month to build your business. More people will get into your business. When we get into the connect, communicate, and close part, it's never been easier. All right, so we wrote, I've heard of Max International. I know someone who is taking their products. Are you still taking their products? Nope. Now, I talk to people all the time that went through the same things you experienced. And I also know a lot of people who have enjoyed tremendous success in network marketing. And you see, to be successful in network marketing, you need three things. One, you need to be working with a company that has the products or services you can be passionate about, passionate to the point that you enjoy telling people about them without getting paid to do it. Two, you have to be working with someone that's successful, knows how to use social networks like LinkedIn and Facebook to build the business, then that's committed and dedicated to helping you succeed to build a team. Now, there's 5 different versions of these 3 items. 3, you need to have good online tools to do it. Based on your experience and the things that you've done, I'm not surprised that you tried network marketing. Frankly, I'm also not surprised that you didn't do well either. People that have your experience are generally very successful in network marketing. You know you have the people skills, financial skills, training skills, and leadership skills to be very successful in network marketing. We got that off of his profile. I understand you've had bad experience, but I also understand why. Now, would you be open to look at another company where there's nothing hyped and you would quickly see the opportunity? More importantly than that, we have a system that can help you build a business virtually in an hour or 2 a day without losing your integrity and credibility, chasing people, your friends, your family, spend money on advertising and buying leads. Well, I'd like to know more about this company if you'd like to share. All right. Now, everybody is different. You're all working for different companies, so the routine here is going to be a little different. I'm working with a company called LifeVantage. I started using the products 10 months ago. So you got to tell your story. As a result of an injury that affected my brain, I couldn't maintain my balance, had issues with light sensitivity, was dizzy all the time, had constant headaches, stamina issues, and had mental clarity issues when it came to working or talking to others. The time I spent working with therapists was not helping with my problems. When my husband's business partner recommended LifeVantage products to me, I was desperate for relief and began using them. Within a week and a half, I gained my balance, regained my balance and stamina, and my other problems started resolving. You can learn more about the company website. Now, you're going to find that this is the easiest and least expensive way to start a business with my products that you can truly be passionate about. There's no limits on how big it gets, and if I didn't think you'd be successful, I wouldn't be talking to you about it now. And then she used a project launch script. I usually don't do this because we haven't had much time to learn about each other, but since time is of the essence, and you have the people skills, financial skills, training skills, and leadership skills to be very successful in my business, I'm about to launch a special project to help 2 people become top earners and leaders in my company using LinkedIn in the next 90 days and earn X amount of dollars. Would you like to know more about this and how we get started making some income? I know you'll enjoy working with me. When would you have time to go over the details? So take a look. Now, after that, remember we talk about, now, let me be clear here. What you just saw is not a copy and paste scenario. Okay? It's not a copy and paste scenario. You have to modify every script, everything that you say with the person that you're talking to on the other end. And to help my student see the similarity, I did all the talking. From that, she could use the same messages as a template for talking to other people. So first we sent one of my favorite posts, the 3 C's of life. Choices, chances, changes. You must make a choice to take a chance or your life will never change. I hope you have a great day. I just discovered that on LinkedIn, and now we waited a week. And then we came back and we said, I hope you had a great day. I just discovered that on LinkedIn, there are 27,000 nurses looking for an opportunity to make extra income that are eager to talk to me. I so look forward to working with you. Hope you have a nice day. And then we sent another motivating image. Empowering those around you to be heard and valued makes the difference between a leader who simply instructs and one who inspires. Now, a couple of days later, we sent another one. Integrity, insight, and inclusiveness are the 3 essential qualities of leadership. Hope you had a nice weekend. I thought you might like this one. And there are thousands of leadership quotes that you could share with people. And people in leadership positions love getting them. It says, thanks. Our greatest weakness, now this is a gift. Our greatest weakness lies in giving up. The most certain way to succeed is always to try just one more time. That's a Thomas Edison quote. The world is ours. This was another post. And then another one. We don't grow when things are easy. We grow when we face challenges. And then one on leadership. Wanted to share this one with you. Leadership and learning are indispensable to each other. Thanks. So for the most part, it was sharing posts, and on occasion, thanks for sharing. You just can't beat the person who never gives up. It's a Babe Ruth quote. And then at the bottom, it's Friday. How are you doing? God is a God of endless opportunities to do good, the God of the open door. Friday, hope you're doing good. So she's just sharing these posts. Very little communicating. And then there's a holiday called National Nurses Day. He was a nurse. So today is National Nurses Day. She sends him something. If you want the rainbow, you got to put up with the rain. And then he writes back, my main question and concern is why are these products not readily marketable at stores if they're producing such life-saving outcomes? I honestly still struggle with MLM type businesses. So she reached out to me. I jumped back in. I understand why you're mentally struggling with the MLM business model, considering all your previous MLM experiences. Remember, at one point in time, so did I. The answer to your question as to why our products are not readily marketable at stores since they produce such great life-saving outcomes is simple. When a company has developed a product, there are 2 ways to bring it to the market: MLM or attempt to retail the product through retail stores. The MLM model is less expensive for the company and produces faster results than retail. MLM appeals to many companies as a way to get their products in front of customers more quickly and with less overhead compared to a traditional retail model. By relying on direct selling to consumers, MLMs grow through expanding networks of independent distributors faster than they would have if they were just sitting on a shelf. And then we sent the image. Focus on where you want to go, not where you are. And then maybe a week, it always seems impossible until it's done. And then she shared another one. Faith consists in believing where it is beyond the power of reason to believe. And then another one. Cassandra's a good friend and thought you'd like it too. And then wanted to wish you a safe Memorial Day weekend. May God continue to bless you and be with you and be with you for your service. How have you been doing? The prospect enrolled in the business the following week. But again, only 60 minutes of texting time took place between them. Sharing posts on a regular basis develops the relationship. All right. Now let me see if we got another one here. Follow the scripts or you'll fail. So Eric writes to Billy. Billy, LinkedIn has suggested several times that we connect, and after a quick scan of your profile, it seems that you are the type of person I would introduce myself to at a networking event. So I have to agree. As I build my connections on LinkedIn, I hope you'll agree to connect. Well, he accepts. And then she writes back. She accepts. So now then he writes, it's nice to connect with you on LinkedIn. I've made some amazing new friends this way. How long have you been on LinkedIn? How's it working for you? Doesn't get an answer. So sends another message a week later. Hope you had a great week. I see you're an energetic and passionate leader with a strong track record of success as a tactician, implementer, and motivator. What kind of work are you looking to do? So he finally writes back. Sales marketing management is preferred. Not afraid of a direct contributor role if the quality of life and pay are in line. I've enjoyed digital and mobile advertising. Open to hear any opportunity you think I'd be qualified for. So we sent him the image. If the plan doesn't work, change the plan, but never the goal. And I just sent this to a friend and thought you'd appreciate it too. What did you enjoy doing the most when you worked in your last few jobs? All right. Now, he never answered me. So now we send him out. Billy, are you free at 7:30 tonight? I have plans currently, potentially flexible. What would you like to connect regarding? Well, you said you were open to hearing about opportunities. I wanted to share one to see if it's a good fit for you. She writes back, please understand, I'm appreciative and not trying to be disrespectful. However, I've been bombarded with scams, insurance/educational solicitations, professional coaching, financial planners, and franchise sales options. I'm currently not interested in exploring any of these options at this time. If the opportunity is outside of these realms, I'd be willing to take the call. So he writes back. By the way, I don't think you're being disrespectful. I get people approaching me every day too. What is your experience with network marketing? You must know what their experience is. Multi-level marketing, pyramid selling isn't an area I'd be interested in exploring further. Thank you for reaching out. I wish you the best. So he comes back. I don't do MLM and pyramids are illegal, so I don't risk my reputation with these types of companies. Plus, with too busy optometry practices, I would not want a bad reputation. If you'd like to learn what I do, let me know and I can explain it to you, or I can send you some information that explains it. If not, have a great day. I wish you the best. And Billy disconnected him. Folks, what I'm sharing with you works 100% 100% of the time when you follow the scripts. And what we're going to do in boot camp is we're going to take you step by step through the entire process. I'm going to fast forward past some of these things. Create, connect, communicate, and close. It's all about posting. What you put out there positions you to be perceived as a successful person, as a social network influencer. So prospects become business builders or customers when you follow the system. Start talking to the people who respond to anything you do. You're looking for business builders, unhappy network marketers, orphan network marketers or customers, or even affiliate or internet marketer. Reach out to the people and start talking to them based on what they do. The more selective you are about who you choose to talk to, the more successful you're going to be. Think quality over quantity. LinkedIn posts with images receive 98% more comments than those without. These are statistics provided by LinkedIn. And GIFs get shared 20 times more than any other contact format. So while these images historically get great results, moving images get shared 20 times more. All right, so there's still time to get into boot camp. I'm gonna let me tell you Joanne's story. The first time I worked with Joanne, she was in Melaleuca. She'd been a customer for 8 years, but she was an orphan. She didn't have anybody to work with. She went through a boot camp and decided this was the way she wanted to build the business. So we started working together. First month, she doubled her business. Second month, she tripled it. All right. And then she sent me this. My confidence through the roof. In the last 10 days, I've enrolled 4 people. That's a new record for me. One I plan on breaking. She called in.
I have to tell you, Max, I know I hop on whenever I can, but I did a session this morning with someone for an hour. You know that I started out using your techniques and becoming a student and coaching with you for my network marketing business. That's what I started. And then I started incorporating it into my full-time business for insurance. I created opportunities from it. And I've just grown so much using your basics, tweaking them, and it's been, life-changing for me. So like when I saw you in the little Santa hat earlier, I just said, gosh, you are a gift to everyone that you work with, anyone that goes on these webinars, you are truly a gift, and I'm eternally grateful for you. Thank you so much.
Now,
I have.
in fact, let me do this. Let me come back over here. And come over to LinkedIn. He called in later to share this story.
I mean, Max, what you've taught me, obviously I've applied to my network marketing business and it absolutely works. We know that. It's a fact. You've done it with me. You've done it with so many others. But, you know, one of the things I always say was what you teach us, we can apply to any job. And it's the same technique. It's the same dance. And I've used it in the insurance world where I was recruiting for multiple agencies and using your techniques. I remember 1 month I recruited 40 insurance agents in 1 month. You know, that's huge. And I know that you've worked with others that have built huge insurance agencies as well. Currently, I'm doing outside sales. I'm working for Republic Services, as you can see in my banner there. I have been with the company 2.5 months. I started in the beginning of May. And I told my manager when I was in the interview process how I thought that, you know, I can apply LinkedIn and explode, you know, this type of position. And it didn't register with him. And I waited and I said the first couple of weeks, I got to learn what I'm doing. I got that down. And then I said, I'm posting my first customer. So if you look back about a month, you'll see, you know, Go Auto was my first post, nothing fancy. And then about a week ago, I think I did 5 posts.
Let me move this up a little bit.
I think that one had about 1,200 services family. So just doing that, you know, is getting more engagement, more people within the company. But just in the last week or so, I've been asked, I trained my group of, you know, my office, and now I've got my division manager sending out messages talking about how because of these couple of posts that I've done, I had someone on LinkedIn that I connected with on the 25th of June with my message one that you taught, copy paste, and I got a sale from that. And this guy, he's got.
And by the way, that first sale ended up with 10 more.
Talking about me being 310% of budget. And this is like, you know, breaking news, using LinkedIn to do what we're doing here. I just think super cool. You know, it's like throwing that pebble in the water. And I just want to let you know, it's still having the ripple effect from what you and I have done.
So I have, I think 3 people on here that are, everybody that's on here, I think is a student. But I have 3 people here that are contemplating one-on-one coaching.
Why are they doing that, Matt? There's no question. The one-on-one coaching is where this all flipped for me. You know what I mean? And you know, after like my second session with you, we fixed the profile. You showed me the basics. I started running with it. I couldn't sleep at night. You know, once we started having our one-on-one sessions, I was getting up at 3, 4 in the morning, and I would start doing my connections, you know, doing what you taught me. And as you know, if you go back to our, you know, trail there, I enrolled 3 people in 1 day when I was doing the network marketing. I got paid $5,000 to do 3 LinkedIn trainings for one of the insurance groups. Your training, your one-on-one coaching has opened up so many doors for me. So as time goes by, I always like to give you an update, let you know how I'm doing, but it all stems back to that one-on-one training that we did. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Were you surprised at how fast everything started to happen?
Initially, yeah. I mean, like, Max, I knew about you. I've heard about you from years before you and I had gotten together. You know, I've watched some of the webinars that you had, but I mean, like, immediately when we first started working together, it just was like a snowball effect.
All right, I'm going to send all of you. I have a coaching mastermind that is normally reserved for my coaching students at 1 o'clock. So I'm going to pop over here. I'm going to put this link in the chat. That's the link. And again, I will be back at 1 o'clock in that very, very private session. Shaq will answer that there.